Hello, Hapa Ohana. I'm here at the Quiet Mind Mindfulness Meditation Center and Retreat Center in Julian, California. I'll be leading you through a 30-minute flow. I have Kim here as my student. So we will begin at the very top of your mats. This flow will be just sun salutations A, B, and a peak flow, and we will be working towards dancer's pose. So we'll start here on our feet. Let's start with your feet a little bit wider than hips distance, and we'll place your hands at heart space in Samasthiti. As you ground your energy downwards, close the eyes. Start to quiet the mind and still the body. Lengthen the breath, breathing through the nose. And as you exhale, begin to ground down even deeper into your mat. And again, lengthen the breath, breathing from your feet up into the crown. And open mouth, send the breath down. One more time, inhale. Audible exhale. Separate your palms and place your hands at heart space as you set a heartfelt intention for your practice. Today we open the heart in our dancer's pose, physically and emotionally. Let's flutter the eyes open and then take the hands all the way up to the sky. Spiral your pinky fingers in, maybe your gaze comes up. Hugging navel inwards, slight tuck of the pelvis, tailbone draws down towards the heels. And then turn your palms to face forward, pull the elbows out wide, lift the heart, squeeze your glutes, press your hips forward into a tiny back bend. Inhale, re-lengthen. A generous bend to your knees, begin to swan dive. The chest, the heart all the way down, hands come towards the toes, bend your knees as much as you need to release. Let's shake the head out, no. And shake the head out, yes. Begin to pedal out your knees, lengthening one leg at a time. Keep a nice roundness in the upper back. Stay connected to your breath. Then slide your hands up to your shins, take a halfway lift. And exhale, fold crown to toes. Pressing into your feet, take your hands wide, rise, mountain pose. Moving into steeple mudra grip, pulling the biceps to the ears. Take your hips, press them to the right, and let your fingers drift down towards the left. Keeping the right shoulder stacked over the left, maybe you take your gaze slightly up towards the sky. And then push into your left foot to help you lift to rise, retuck the tail, and then we'll take this to the opposite side. Inhale your breath. Exhale a little bit deeper into the fold. Inhale, find your center. Heel toe your feet all the way in together to touch. And then separate your palms, push the hips forward, lift the heart. Inhale. And exhale, let's rise. One more time. Push your hips forward, inhale, pull the elbows wide. Exhale, reach tall, reset, re-lengthen. And then take your hands wide, inhale your breath. Exhale, swan dive, fold all the way forward. Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Shoulders to the hips, tabletop your spine and hug the navel in. And then reaching for the ground, bend your knees and lift your heels. Bend your knees forward, tuck into a teeny tiny ball. Let's take the chin into the chest. Warming up our back a little bit more. Take a lengthening inhale and slow exhale. And then inhale, lift your hips. Ground your heels. Let's rise, mountain pose. Breath to movement. Sun A, exhale, hips forward, cactus your arms, and Anuvittasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, mountain pose. And exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, tuck, round, and curl. Toes stretch, let's rise. Inhale, breath. One last time. Exhale, cactus arms. Push your hips forward, engage your glutes, get strong through your legs. Inhale, re-lengthen, tuck the tail, navel in, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, swan dive, fold all the way forward. Inhale, re-lengthen. Exhale, tuck, round, and curl. Now inhale, rise, mountain pose. Hands through heart space. Let's fold all the way forward, bend your knees, and then place your hands to the ground. Take your right foot, step it back to your lunge. Let's ground the right knee slightly down, gaze forward, and then take the arms up nice and tall. If you have tight shoulders today, just bring your hands a little bit wider. Start to press your hips forward towards your left heel. Draw the tailbone down and then engage the right glute to find some balance here in your supported crescent. Spiral your palms to face forward and cactus arms, open up the heart. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, half splits. Start to roll your belly down your thighs. You press your hips forward, pull the left toes off the ground, and then square off your hips. You might need to slide your left heel a little bit further forward to create a longer stance for the legs. Draw the shoulders to the hips, and then elevate the chin away from the chest. From here, take your heart towards the knee, bend the elbows, support the upper body. Push into fingertips, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, refold. Twice more, inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, belly towards the thighs, heart towards the knee, chin towards the toes. Last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round down, walk your hands forward, rebend the left leg, spreading your left toes wide, and then pushing into the right hand. Take your left hand into the sky, taking a twist towards the left side. Can you peel the shoulders back? Engage between the shoulder blades. And then take your gaze behind you, left hand reaches back. And then lift the right foot or use a strap to place it in the hand. Moving into a quadricep stretch. Pull the shoulders back. Take a lengthening inhale. And a slow breath out. 2 more breaths as we open the body. Inhale. And exhale. Release your right toes, curl them under. Left hand reaches up and over, placing it on the left side of the foot. Pull up the right knee from the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs. And then push down into the left foot. Let's rise, high crescent pose. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, hands to the ground, low lunge. Let's take a vinyasa flow. Left foot steps back. Tuck the tail, get strong through your high plank position pose, chin off the chest. Now squeeze your glutes. Option to use the knees on the ground and then bend the elbows towards the hips, chaturanga. Placing the tops of the feet to the ground, lengthen the arms, gaze forward. Turn the shoulders outwards, open up the chest. And then lifting up the hips, roll over the feet, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And again, deep breath in. So breath out. Pulling shoulder tips to hip tips. Breathe in. And take the right foot, step it all the way forward as a low lunge. Moving the right heel underneath the knee, left knee comes down. Circle the arms wide, lift them up to the sky, supported crescent. Tuck the tailbone towards the left leg. Squeeze the inner thighs. And then turn palms forward, cactus the arms, back bend. Inhale, re-lengthen. And then the belly rolls down the right thigh, pulling the right hip back, flex the right toes off the ground, possibly lengthen the right leg a little bit further. So let's find the alignment here. Shoulders pull towards the hips, lengthen the neck, and then slight bend to the elbows, bow down. Pushing into fingertips, inhale, lengthen. Stretching out the calf muscle and the hamstrings. Exhale, fold. One last time, inhale, lengthen. And roll and round. Walk your hands forward, placing the right foot back to the ground, knee over heel. And then rooting into the left palm, take the right hand, spiral it into the sky. Open up the heart. Inhale your breath. Then exhale, gaze back, reach the right hand behind you. Left foot calmly places into the right palm. A few rounds of breath here as you open up your left quadriceps. Feel free to use a strap. Getting a nice little twist to the spine, warming up even more for your dancer's pose. Let's release, left toes down. Circle the right hand all the way back to your mat, left knee lifts. Pressing into the right foot, rise, high crescent pose, tuck the tail, squeeze the left glute. And then exhale, hand to the ground, low lunge. Right foot steps back, high plank. Exhale, bend the elbows, low plank. Feel free to use your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 more rounds of breath. Beautiful. Inhale, left heel high, 3-legged dog. Knee to nose, tiger pose. Round the upper back, push into the palms. And then re-lengthen, inhale, 3-legged dog. Bring your gaze forward and then exhale, step forwards, low lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs, spread all 10 toes. Then let's lift and rise. Inhale, breath. Palms turn to face forward. Micro bend your right knee, cactus your arms. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Take the right kneecap to the sky. Palms turn to face each other and then airplane arms. Gazing down at your left big toe. Bringing more weight forward, come up high on your right tippy toes. And then chair pose, right foot steps forward. Hands reach in front of you, lift the gaze. Pull the shoulders to the hips, retuck the tail. Hug the rib cage in and then lift the thumbs and the chest a little bit more. Inhale, breath. And exhale, fold forwards. Halfway rise, breathe in. And then exhale, bend the knees, hands ground, left foot steps back. Squeeze the inner thighs, lift and rise, high crescent. Palms turn to face forward. The micro bend the left knee, cactus the arms. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, airplane arms. Thunderbolt pose. Your gaze is down at the right big toe. Arms lift a little bit higher. Shifting weight forward, come up high on left tip toes. Left foot steps forward, chair pose. Take the arms forwards. Tuck the tail, rib cage in. Find more length. Lift the chin off the chest. This time, chair plane. Arms reach back. Let's stand nice and tall. Back bend, hips forward. And then hands through heart space. Pause here, Samastihiti. 3 rounds of breath. Flutter the eyes open. Mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, cactus arms, hips forward. Retuck the tail, pull the rib cage in, lengthen. Arms stack over, shoulders over hips. And exhale, swan dive, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And then exhale, bend the knees, hands ground, step back, high plank. Spread your fingertips wide, tuck the tail, squeeze the thighs. Inhale, rock or shift forward. Exhale, bend your elbows, get low. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, right leg high, 3-legged dog. Knee to nose, tiger pose. Inhale, re-lengthen. step forwards, low lunge. Squeeze your inner thighs, push down and rise. High crescent, squeeze the left glute. Exhale, cactus arms, micro bend the left knee. Inhale, high crescent. Exhale, thunderbolt. Start to reach the crown forwards. Weight is in the right foot. Big step forward. Chair pose. Left foot comes forward. Squat low. Good. Exhale, fold forwards. Halfway rise, breathe in. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Right foot steps back. Low lunge. Let's rise. Inhale, lift the arms. Bend the elbows wide. Cactus arms. Squeeze your right glute. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, thunderbolt. Chest stays nice and open. Bring the weight into the left foot. Let's step forward, chair pose, inhale breath. Exhale, chair plane, get low. Press your hips forward as you rise. Lengthen the legs, back bend. Good, and exhale, hands to heart space. Samastihiti, 3 rounds of breath. Begin to quiet the mind. Replenish the breath. Anchor the body. Open the eyes. Mountain pose, lift the arms. Chair plane, weights in your heels. Take your hands, reach them back. Maybe lift them a little bit higher this time. Now give me a slight lift of the tailbone so you're almost in a cow pose. And then round your back and reach the hands slightly forward. Standing cow pose. Tilt the tailbone, open up the chest, reach back. And exhale, tuck and round, reach forward. Look down at the ground. Last time, inhale. Really exaggerate that back bend. And then standing cat in chair pose, round your upper back. Good, stand tall, inhale breath. Hips forward, thumbs back. And then exhale, hands to the ground, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Bend the knees, right foot steps back. And then let's pivot the right foot down to a warrior 2 stance. Gaze forward first, pull the shoulders down to the hips. Push into the left heel and circle the arms, stand tall, warrior 2. From here, readjust your legs if you need to, maybe give yourself some grace in the hips. Left arm directly forward, right arm directly back. Go ahead and take a peek at both arms. And then pull the shoulders back and then bring them down. Lunge just a bit deeper. Reverse warrior 2. Left palm will turn up to the sky and then lift it up and then slight reach behind you. We're opening up the left side body here with deeper breaths in and out. And then tick-tock the arms. You can bring your left forearm to the ground, to the thigh. Right hand comes all the way overhead and reach. Rotate the right shoulder slightly back. Draw the tailbone through the thighs. Let's do that again. Inhale, reverse, warrior 2. Extended side angle, left forearm to the thigh. Right hand reaches overhead, a little bit more into the lunge. Good, and reverse triangle pose. Lengthen your left leg. Left hand comes up, reaching behind you. Slide your right hand down, maybe a little bit past the knee. Now squeeze the inner thighs like you're drawing your mat closer together. Gaze up towards the left wrist. And then windmill all the way down to the ground, low lunge. Walk your fingertips slightly out in front of you. And then your right foot, you can either slide or hop it in, moving into a standing splits. Tent your fingertips wide, pull the shoulders to the hips, lift the chin, and then pressing into the left foot, slowly drift your right heel to the sky, and then drop your gaze so that you're gazing behind you. Can you spiral your right hip bone down slightly? Now bend your left knee a little bit more now. Keep your right fingertips rooted, and then bend the right heel towards the hip or the glute. Maybe you take the left hand towards the foot, maybe you don't. From here, you can begin to lengthen your left leg and pull the right knee into the sky a little bit more. And then release, right foot to the sky, left fingertips down. Step back, low lunge. Hands root down, left foot steps back, high plank. Tuck the tail, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, low plank. Bring your elbows towards your hips. Inhale, re-lengthen, up dog, open the heart. Exhale, down dog. 3 rounds of breath. Let's shape shift forward, high plank. Tuck the tail, get strong through the core. And exhale, downward dog. Lift your heels, look forwards, and then exhale, tiptoe to the top of your mat. Zipping up the inner thighs, let's rise, mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart space, fold forward, micro bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And then bend your knees even more, ground your hands to the mat, left foot steps back, and then pivot the left foot down. Warrior 2 stands. Gaze forward first, and then circle the arms, lift and rise, warrior 2. Readjust your body and your alignment so that you get nice and stacked. Arms or pinky fingers pull back, pull the shoulders to the hips, and then lunge just a bit deeper. Let's reverse. Flip the right hand and lift it up into the sky. You have the option here for half bind that will help protect the low back. Lifting the right shoulder away from the hip, lunge deeper, then arc back. Extended side angle on your exhale. Right forearm to right thigh, left arm over the ear. Turn the left shoulder back a little bit more. And press into the feet. Reverse, inhale, breath. Exhale, extended side angle. And reverse triangle. Lengthen your right leg. Take the right hand high into the sky. Drop the left shoulder down. And cartwheel all the way to the ground, low lunge. As you square off the hips, walk your fingertips forward. Maybe you slide your left foot a little bit closer towards the right. Lift the chin off the chest, slowly lift the left heel high and gaze behind you, standing splits. So you have the option to stay here or walk your left fingertips forward. Right hand reaches behind you, bend the left foot into the palm. And release, right hand down, walk it back to frame the right foot, bend the right knee and step back, low lunge. Right foot steps back, high plank. Option to use your knees. Bend the elbows, low plank or your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. A few rounds of breath. Now walk your feet just to the very middle of your mat and then walk your hands back to frame the feet or just to dangle underneath the arms. You have ragdoll option here. Sway the torso side to side. And then let your hands just drape to the ground, bend your knees even more around your upper back, and then push into the feet, slowly roll vertebra by vertebra. Coming all the way to standing, let's just take your hips and swivel them around. We'll work on one-legged balancing to layer into our dancer's pose. So let's start with the heels aligned underneath your hip bones and spread your toes really wide. Turn your palms to face forward and the shoulders move back. Start to engage the muscles in your back. Squeeze your glutes, grow taller, press into both feet. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, take all your weight into your left foot. On your next inhale, right knee in front of the hip. One-legged pose. So to find more length here, press into your standing heel, grow up taller through the crown. Keep engaged in your posterior chain. That's all the muscles in the backside of your body. And then right foot steps down. Let's reset. Tuck the tail, lengthen, get strong through the whole body. Bring the weight into your right foot. And exhale, left knee, one-legged Tadasana. Root down into your standing foot. Pull the navel in even more. So you're engaging Mula Bandha, that's pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha, that's your navel lock. Beautiful. Left foot steps down. Take the hands up nice and high now. Retuck the tail, get strong. And then the right elbow will begin to bend towards the hip line, and your hand just places out like a platter. Hug the shoulders back. Bring all the weight now into your left foot. We're going to bend the right heel behind you, and then with your right hand, just reach for the inner arch of the foot. Rematch up the knees if your hips allow, and then start to push the hips forward. Lift up through the chest. And then from here, just stay here, upright position, but just let your toes drift back, stretching out the shoulder. Now take the upper body, lean or reach it forwards. The toes equally come up overhead, dancer's pose. See if you can hold for 3. Spiral the right hip down even more for 2. Pull the toes up higher into the sky for 1. And release. Right foot comes down, take both hands high. And hands to heart space, Samastihiti. Tuck the tail. Hold the core nice and tight. Ready for the other side. Take the arms, lift them high. And then exhale, left elbow bends out. Grow taller. Tuck the tail, grow stronger. And then bring the weight into your right foot. Bend the left foot behind you. Left hand reaches for inner arch. Straps help tremendously if you can't hold on to the foot. So press the hips forward. You're already in your standing bow pose. When you feel ready, pull the toes behind you. Lean or reach the right arm and chest forward. Left hip spirals down. Let's hold for 3. Stay focused on your drishti for 2. And 1. Slowly lift and rise. Left foot comes to the ground. Both hands high. And exhale, bend those knees, fold all the way forward back to your rag doll, or feel free to take gorillas. You can do peace fingers around big toes, using your arms to create a little more length here in the back as you pull the crown down. Ragdoll would just let upper body weight do all of the lengthening here. You have some options. And then we'll take the hands, just drape them down, bend your knees, roll vertebra by vertebra. Nice little counter pose there as you stand up high. Take the hands up high. And then hands to heart space. We are done. Namaste. Thank you for this nice, short, standing flow. I hope you have a beautiful day.